Hi, I'm Harroop, 20 years of experience working in schools in equity and inclusion. So, conversations with parents about racial incidents, why are they so high stakes? Harm, identity, safeguarding, emotion, they all collide. And leaders often don't have the racial literacy training in order to have these conversations well. And parents will bring in emotions and mistrust, anger, fear, defensiveness into the conversation as well. And what typically will happen in schools is that when leaders have these conversations, they may freeze or hide behind policy or pass it on to the go to person that normally has these conversations. And it's not from a place of avoidance, it's just that they haven't been trained to have these conversations well. And I've seen this in so many schools and been there personally myself. As a woman, South Asian woman, I remember a time where I followed the uniform policy by the book, and a parent responded to me and said, I thought you would understand. And what that forced me to do was really look at my blind spots, my lack of racial literacy and understanding of the context, and how I needed to navigate that situation well. And what ended up happening was that I did become the go-to person once I'd learned a lot and done my training, and I was able to train other people how to do it. And ultimately, what I realized was that it wasn't sustainable for me to be having these conversations all the time. And it wasn't fair to the school or to myself, because it's not really building the capacity to navigate these conversations well. So when I trained people, it became better, and it created a system for us to be able to do that. And in the workshop, I distill exactly what that looks like. And what you'll get is a script that you can adapt based on your context, a way in which that you can position yourself emotionally to have those conversations as well, and the regulation tools to ensure that you feel confident walking into that conversation with the racial literacy dialogue as well. And you would additionally get an AI tool to help you with your contextual needs. And a question that I often get is AI ethical? And I say yes, because you are still the professional in this conversation. Is it, will it make a bad judgment? Well, it's a thinking partner, not a decision maker. And, will it be too generic? Well, the way that I've written the script is that it allows you to really unpack your context and your situation, so it can give you clear next steps and look at your personal blind spots and triggers, and potentially the parents as well. So you can navigate that conversation with more awareness. So if you want, to be able to have these conversations confidently, be able to share that with your wider staff and start creating a more sustainable system, then join me at this workshop. The details are below. There are 2 different dates and a QA live coaching session as well. And if you're unable to join live, then you will get the recording and the tools and the frameworks to support you afterwards. I look forward to seeing you there.